Hello there. If you want your English to sound boring, then this video is not for you. But if you want your English to sound stimulating, then this is a video you gotta watch. Why? Because native English speakers use phrasal verbs all the time. Now, what the heck is a phrasal verb? A phrasal verb is an idiomatic phrase that has a verb plus one other element. What is that element? It can be a preposition or an adverb or a combination of both. So now you're gonna learn 20 phrasal verbs that you can use to level up your conversation. Now, the first one is bring up. Bring up means to mention or introduce an idea or a topic for discussion. For example, she brought up the new marketing strategy in the meeting.
Feel good about being asleep.
I love sleeping. Yeah. So now I can
So
have a
good.
purpose when I
Yeah.
sleep.
Well, you know, but we all and thanks for bringing that up.
Number 2, call off. To call off means to cancel an event or activity. For example, the manager decided to call off the meeting due to scheduling conflicts. The manager decided to call off the meeting due to scheduling conflicts.
They were preparing for the funeral, and God called it off.
Next, we have carry out. To carry out means to perform or complete an activity or a task. For instance, we need to carry out a customer survey this quarter. We need to carry out a customer survey this quarter.
This electricity charges 2 lithium-ion batteries, allowing Curiosity to carry out high-power tasks each day.
Next, we have come up with. To come up with means to think of or produce an idea, a plan, etc. For example, he came up with an innovative idea for the product launch. He came up with an innovative idea for the product launch.
To his dismay, they either didn't care or came up with elaborate rationalizations to explain his findings.
Next, we have cut back. To cut back means to reduce consumption or to reduce spending. The company had to cut back on advertising expenses. The company had to cut back on advertising expenses.
State legislatures significantly cut back on their support for state universities and colleges.
Next, we have run by. To run something by someone means to share an idea, a plan, etc. with someone so that they can give you their opinion or feedback. For example, he prepared a new marketing proposal and ran it by his boss before finalizing. He prepared a new marketing proposal and ran it by his boss before finalizing.
We've got a really good collaborative system so that when one of us has an idea, we run it by the other.
Next, we have drop off. Drop off means to deliver someone or something somewhere. Okay? For example, please drop off the documents at reception before leaving. Please drop off the documents at reception before leaving.
Once they fill out their ballot, voters can either mail it to the County Board of Elections, drop it off in person, or place it in an official ballot drop box.
Next, we have follow up. To follow up means to take further action or to check on something after an initial interaction. I'll follow up with the client to confirm the details. I'll follow up with the client to confirm the details.
So a bench warrant is what you get if you rode your bike on the sidewalk and got a little teeny ticket that shouldn't be a big deal, but then you never followed up on it.
Next, we have get ahead. To get ahead means to advance or succeed in your career or business. For example, networking is essential if you want to get ahead in this industry.
To get ahead in life, the people that really work hard and work smart are the ones that get ahead.
Next, we have go over. To go over means to review or examine something carefully. Let's go over the report before submitting it.
I'm actually going to do a book review for this, so I will go over the book in more depth and all of my feelings and everything like that.
Number 11, we have hand in. To hand something in means to submit something, for example, a report or an assignment. Employees must hand in their expense reports by Friday.
I'm going to work so hard, I'm going to get an A in that course. And then you handed in that next paper, and you got that B+ again.
Next we have hold on. To hold on means to wait or pause temporarily. For example, could you hold on for a moment while I check the file? Could you hold on for a moment while I check the file?
Trying to reach for the next achievement or the next relationship or the whatever without really taking a moment to go like, wait, hold on a second. What might I be missing?
Next we have keep up with. To keep up with something means to stay informed or to maintain the same pace. For example, it's hard to keep up with the latest trends in technology. It's hard to keep up with the latest trends in technology.
Watching some of these folks work out, and I decided, you might have seen this, I was doing some push-ups with them and trying to keep up with them, and I was sweating and getting all tired.
Next, we have look into. To look into something means to research something or to investigate something. For example, the finance team is looking into the discrepancies in the accounts. The finance team is looking into the discrepancies in the accounts.
I'm happy to discuss this with our team. I'm not as familiar with the case, but I will look into it and we'll get you back an answer. Sure, go ahead.
Next we have pull out. To pull out of something means to withdraw from an agreement, a situation, etc. For example, the investor decided to pull out of the project. The investor decided to pull out of the project.
Led policymakers down a long, perilous path. The United States pulled out of Iraq by December of 2011.
Next, we have put off. To put something off means to delay something or to postpone something. For example, they decided to put off the launch until next month. They decided to put off the launch until next month.
Because you know when Obama was supposed to go to Indonesia a few weeks ago, but because of the healthcare debate, he put off the trip until June.
Next we have set up. To set something up means to establish something or to arrange something, such as a meeting or an event. For example, they set up a new branch in Singapore last year. They set up a new branch in Singapore last year.
After I had a prototype, Betty and Aaron set up a meeting with a local manufacturer.
Next we have take over. To take over means to assume control or responsibility for something. For example, a larger company plans to take over our operations next year.
Joining me now are three past hosts. 9:10 a.m. radio personality Lavonia Perryman, who took over from Tony Brown in the early 1970s.
Next we have turn down. To turn something down means to reject or refuse something. The candidate turned down the job offer because of the low salary. The candidate turned down the job offer because of the low salary.
I visited about 50 employers here in New York City. Almost every single one turned me down immediately.
Finally, we have work out. To work out means to find a solution or to reach an agreement. For example, we need to work out a plan to increase sales by the end of the year. We need to work out a plan to increase sales by the end of the year.
But gardeners have managed to work out an ingenious method of nurturing them through to their precious harvest.